We're officially live, I believe, at this moment. Let me sign into the chat real quick so I can actually see what's going on. Open a web browser. Gosh, I always have to do that every time. I wish it never lets me like type in to whatever it is, the Streamlabs itself. It won't let me type there.
You have to do it in the YouTube chat.
Yeah, I can type in like I have to go to the YouTube chat, and luckily it doesn't play the video. That would really suck. But this is just how things are working, man.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, doing it live. I'll tell you what's not disappointing is that's not people. They did not tune in for that, but dude, this turtle bot is clean.
Yeah, man, I knew you'd love it. Isn't he great?
He is. I can't believe how big this thing is.
Right?
This is crazy.
Like 5 inches tall, like almost as big as the Neca ones.
Dude, I love this. This like the look, little. Get the eyes. Anyways, I don't want to talk about good things, but man,
we're talking about bad things.
He just came in. I didn't even know this thing shipped. I was like, oh, I thought I pre-ordered this.
Where'd you get it from?
Crap.
Was it that place I linked you to, or was it somewhere else?
Yes, it had to be the place you linked me to.
Okay.
Yo, Billy the Goat. The Billy Goat. I accept that. I accept that nickname, and I will own that nickname. Thank you, Naren, for that wonderful
Julian,
nickname.
looking forward to some great but yet awful jokes tonight. Those give me life, but also want me to die at the same time.
So Julian has that weird yin and yang to him, doesn't he?
Perfectly balanced, yeah.
Well, that's how it works, I guess. Dude, I'll tell you what, I don't know if you have any of these, but I can definitely start us off with something that I know a few of my friends would agree on. And one of my biggest disappointments was when I finally decided to make the jump into Storm Collectibles in Mortal Kombat was this Scorpion and his cheese mask.
Well, the Kraft cheese Scorpion.
Look how it's so big. That is
it's
so.
Like when people were doing the cheese challenge a couple years ago.
They slapped Scorpion.
Slapping cheese on babies.
Give me a cheeseality.
Yeah.
Slap him.
Nah, man, I got that in. And then I was stupid because I sold it, but I sold it like right before the movie came out. If I had just waited like a few months, I could have like maybe even doubled what I sold it for.
Dude, it's crazy too because he was like riding like $50 for the longest time.
Exactly. And I sold it for like 60 or 70.
Yeah, but then my Anthony and I and a couple of other guys went and got some these files or whatever those and these are from different games. All he needs is a different mask. The figure's pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like literally, I didn't, because I got that in, and I have a couple Storm collectibles like that are on a similar bodies, but for some reason, like that figure, I was like, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. And you're like, it's the mask.
It's not just the mask, because like these right here look really nice. His little gauntlets or whatnot, and his pads. But then these are like, look, you can see how shiny they are. Like you could catch tan from this thing. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah. You got the little reflectors.
Yeah. It's insane because they don't match at all.
Yeah. The black parts are actually his skin. That's not a costume that he's wearing.
What the hell? It doesn't make yeah. Scorpion came out and Sub-Zero hit, and I was like, the Sub-Zero looks great.
Yeah.
It's like the same figure, but for some reason.
That's when I missed out on. I don't even know how that one went past. You know, sometimes figures just go past your radar. That was
yes, I do know. I know exactly how that goes. I missed out on a few big ones.
Yeah,
I like see people grabbing. Like I remember whenever that like just the other day the brown Wolverine dropped, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? And I was just confident. I was like, oh yeah, I pre-ordered that. Yeah.
Right.
And I went and checked Ami, and I was like, oh no.
Same. Well, I went through that random Italian website that I was like, oh, it's like 120 here. I'll go through here, and my order just converted from like I'm back ordered to like preparing for shipment. So we'll see. I don't know. Fingers crossed. I need that brown Wolverine, man.
That brown Wolverine's on my list. He's a big disappointment. I hate him.
That I don't own.
I hate that figure.
Yeah.
God, that's just that is one of my biggest disappointments of 2021 is somehow missing
if you tell yourself that it sucks, you won't feel bad that you missed it. I feel.
Yeah. I do have the blue and yellow one, which that's neat, but I like the brown. The brown and yellow one's literally my favorite one. I don't even like Wolverine.
Right.
That's the only. I remember I told myself I was like, oh, I got this blue and yellow one. I'll never need another one unless they make the brown and yellow. Right. But they're not going to do that.
Well, I feel like with that brown and yellow one, like that'll be. You might not like Wolverine, but like in a group of characters that you do like if you put them with like Nightcrawler or Thing, or other Marvel characters, that makes that almost. That missing piece is almost filled.
Really. Well, I mean, not to mention to have like the giant size X-Men. That's what I want more than anything. You got to have the brown. And yeah, I do actually. I really like Wolverine and Colossus and Nightcrawler together as a trio. So, anyways, but I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about that figure because
it's terrible.
Because it's horrible. What is something that just disappointed you?
A figure that disappointed me right off the bat. If we're going. I talked a little bit about that Iron Man figure last time, the Square Enix Bring Arts Iron Man.
I feel like we cut you off from that. You were really.
No, I mean, like, just to recap, I have been burned so many times by like import Iron Man figures that aren't SH Figuarts. Like, I feel like they've got the formula down for like how to combine like something that looks really cool with something that won't break on you. Like my first high-end Iron Man figure that I got was the Sentinel War Machine. And that thing, I paid like $180 for it. That thing was like falling apart in my hands. Like it was getting scratched easily. Like I couldn't handle it. And then I was like, okay, let me get another one. And I got the Sentinel Iron Patriot, same deal. And I'm like, what's going on? Like I'd look at it and like paint would flake off, right? But like I've got so many SH Figuarts Iron Man and no issues whatsoever. Then I get this, and then I'm like, okay, after a few years, then I get comfortable. And like time has passed, and I'm like, maybe other companies will follow suit and bring on their level. No, not at all. Not at all.
That's so sad.
I say that, but at the same time, I've got a non-SHF Iron Man figure in my pile of loot right now. It's like that medieval, but it's...
What are you doing? What are you doing to yourself?
It's that medieval Iron Man figure.
Uh-huh.
I forget who makes it. It's the people that I think it's Beast Kingdom.
Do you think you're just gonna be upset about this when you get it?
No. I don't think so because it's not supposed to be like a traditional Iron Man armor. It's like a knight in shining armor. So maybe that one will turn out better.
Man, I feel like you're just a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, that's fine. But that Bring Arts Iron Man, do not get. I am looking forward to on the opposite side. I figured I'm looking forward to that I think is going to be great is that Tech-On Iron Man figure.
Todd Ortiz or Rectangular, he said he said it didn't disappoint, and I know he's pretty hardcore Legends,
right?
And that's pretty big talk coming from a guy who specifically generally sticks to the Hasbro name. I know he deviates, and every now and then he'll deviate out, so it's got to really grab him. But I mean, if it works, it works.
It looks cool, man. It looks like
the Bring Arts. So you're saying the Bring Arts Iron Man is that the like Play Arts Kai looking 6-inch scale?
Yes, the one that I hate.
Yes. Did they make that awesome Thor?
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
They did. They made the awesome Thor. Exactly.
That's the only dude. The Thor is the only figure from that line that I was like, yep. I wouldn't have even given that a second thought ever. But somebody sent me one to repair. And I was like, damn, this thing is awesome.
Right.
But you bought Chicken Iron Man, and Chicken Iron Man sucked.
He sucked. Terrible.
Tony Drumsticks.
He's going to be replaced by the Tech-On Iron Man. He's just biding his time in the back corner of my Hall of Armor display. Getting comfortable.
What are you going to do? Are you going to get rid of him one day? Because now...
somebody, I don't want to put that on anybody.
I'm about to say, like, now you're just going to have to, like, quietly sell that figure off because everybody knows how you feel about it.
I don't know. Maybe...
this might have been a bad idea.
I don't know. Maybe I'll... with a figure that you're not super invested in, you're, like, more likely to...
Yeah.
You're like, more brave with it, like, in terms of, like, trying to fix it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try to fix it. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, because at that point, it's really no... I don't know. Yeah.
I've taken the loss on it. You know, I'm not like
You're taking like emotional loss.
yeah, exactly. I'm like I've already accepted. I've already accepted I've taken the L. I've held it. I've slept with it.
Oh, that's so sad. It's so sad.
So sometimes, you know, you buy a figure and you're like, this is trash. And you're like, no, everyone else knows this is trash, so I can't get rid of it. You know?
Nope. That's how it goes. That's how it goes every time. That's why you got to wait a year to sell that thing if you're going to get rid of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wait for it to. That's the armor that Robert Downey Jr. is going to return to the MCU in.
Right after you sell it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
oh my god, $25. $25 for this, and like, oh cool. Shows
It's
up.
Secret Wars. It's Secret Wars Part 2. You know, everyone's like getting bombarded by like Skrulls and Doctor Doom, and all of a sudden, Tony Stark emerges from the horizon in his chicken armor
So
to save the
stupid.
day with Tech on Captain America on his back.
No, man, I'll tell you, like jumping from stuff like that, from like in I don't know. I know that's not the only version of that character. Obviously,
Yeah.
you could pick from countless Iron Man figures, but one that really got me was the NECA Ninja Turtle April, the animated one. Oh my god, that head.
Yep.
That head.
Yep.
I saw people defend that noggin like to the death. I was like, that head is so big. It's a beach ball. It's a beach ball.
Well, it's just too short, number one. And then the head, it's like the head's the right size and the body's too small.
That all right? That works. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I wonder. I'm thinking like, and I've been meaning to try this, but I'm wondering if that head would look good on the Super 7 body. But then you run into the, the limitations of a Super 7 body. But I don't know how much you want from April, like that Super 7.
I want her to be able to hold her microphone to her face.
Yeah, that helps. And and also like they give you all these like cool like effects and accessories, and it's like trying to hold the camera. It's like It's got a handle and then it's got a piece for the shoulder, but it's like just you can't do all that. I'm like, man, this guy's just a mess.
So she doesn't have like the typical NECA like double jointed elbows or whatever, like Ace.
Right. Can, like, oh my gosh. Ace, they did a really good job on that because those can be really, really weird. Yeah. Sometimes.
It's like a jacketed character like Vern. I thought it actually turned out pretty well.
Yeah, the jackets look like yeah, exactly. It looks cool. If it's like supposed to be skin or something, I'm like, this is a nightmare. I don't like that. God, that figure. That's the and then honestly, when it comes down to it, here I've got it within reach. This didn't help. I mean, the fact that this one looks like this looks better. Like this freaking.
In a perfect world, they would have made that have the swappable parts like Vern did.
I can't believe they didn't do that.
Yeah,
I don't understand why that did. I remember like seeing this like preview, and I'm like, okay, that's got to be swappable parts. Irma comes in. Irma's got swappable parts. I'm like, yeah, all right, that makes sense. And then it just, nope, because I guess it was the chest area right here.
Yep.
And I'm like, you could have figured something out.
They could have made her like April flesh tone, cat face. They could have done.
I don't know, a swappable upper torso that just pops off right here could have worked. I don't know, something wild, but that seems a bit much. But ugh.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
Well, I bet people were defending that because that came out like in the early days. Yeah. When it was really, it was an achievement.
Oh yeah, it was when it was.
You don't want to admit that you spent all your time hunting for a crappy figure.
Or how much you paid for it whenever you bought it off of a scalper. Yeah. Luckily, I had somebody looking out for me, man. Pharaoh found this one for me, and I was like, thank God, because I wasn't gonna find this thing.
I'm holding out for that updated Ultimate April that they're gonna release.
It'll happen
later this year. Yeah.
There's no way it can. I mean, golly, this is rough. This is the head size, man. Which is funny because I get this one in my hands, and it's saying it might be, she is a little short, but even putting them up to the turtles with this, I'm all right with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Super 7, now that I look at her, she might be right in scale with what we want, but her skin looks like some kind of weird,
Yeah. Not the
looks...
kind of toy that you repair.
No, there you go. Exactly. Yeah, some kind of Yep, we're not gonna go into that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, very gross. Um, Cap McKay said he's surprised there wasn't a pack-in head for April. Yeah, exactly. It's just super weird. Well, Clayton's in the chat, which means the kids must not be getting him in trouble. So glad you're here, Clayton.
They're all watching.
And Julian was asking where we get Mafex figures at, and I usually go through AmiAmi. I know you're a big fan of Amazon Japan.
Amazon Japan, they're I know AmiAmi, they're really good about like if you're like, hey, like one of my hands on my figures came in warps. If you send them pictures, they'll like send you a replacement hand or whatever.
Yep.
Amazon, whenever I'm like, hey, I have that same issue, they just send me the whole figure.
Yeah,
the whole replacement figure.
Right, it might be your best bet might be Amazon Japan at this point.
Well, sometimes they're like, okay, you gotta, depending on the kind of figure. Like, I guess if it's like a really expensive one, they'll be like, all right, mail it back. And I'm like, well, what if I don't want to? They're like, well, it's $20. So I'm like, I wind up keeping it anyway.
That's some some dudes going into right into his pocket. He's like $20. It's like, okay, no haggling. Like, can you do 18?
Yeah. It's like you show up at a booth, being like, all right, how much for this import figure? You're like, I got $20. Sure, yeah. Let me rifle through my couch.
Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah, I guess so. That's amazing. Yeah, because Amazon apparently doesn't. They just want you to be happy and to buy again. AmiAmi will ban you for canceling orders. Like
exactly. Yeah, AmiAmi was like, send me a picture from like 3 different angles. Send me the sticker on your packaging,
dude. You're not joking. I can totally confirm. I got my Mafex Kylo Ren years back, and he came with a robe that didn't have wiring in it. It was just cloth, just soft cloth. It didn't have any of the wiring. And I was like, hey, it doesn't have any of the wiring in it. And they're like, okay, well, send us a picture of it. And I'm like, how are you gonna know that it doesn't have wiring in it? I was like, anyway, so I sent it to them, and then they're like, oh, well, we need a picture of the box. I was like, so I sent it a picture of the box. They're like, well, we need a picture of that with the box, with the packing slip. I'm like, oh my God. I had it all. So every time I get a box in from AmiAmi, I check everything with the packing slip intact. But they shipped me just this little plastic bag with the right cloak in it, but I don't know. It's weird.
And speaking of Star Wars, I will say,
here we go.
I will say that the Star Wars Black Series line as a whole was kind of a letdown in 2021, man. I think that's the most amount of like repaints, re-releases, whatever in a string of time, man. Even the ones that were like unique sculpts, like Jar Jar, man. Like he comes in, you don't even pack in like a punchable face. Like how am I supposed to pose him on my shelf with all the Jedi kicking?
It's not fair. He went down to like $8 so fast.
That was a day one. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so rare. People love the prequels now. I got that for like $30, and then I see him go on clearance for like the face that they packed in Jar Jar with. That was me watching him go on discount just for like
the most angry, boring. Hate this.
Yep.
Jar Jar is a pretty good. That's a pretty good figure.
That's a good figure. I just wish they packed in like a. Yeah, like, like when he gets his tongue stuck in anything, whatever. I was like, pick any scene from that movie where he's in. He's licking something.
Yeah, Liquid Momentum said he agrees. Star Wars Black, not so good last year.
Not good. And then it all came to a head with that Rancor. They had the audacity to pack in figures you can get for retail.
Oh, the work! I think that's the funniest thing for. Oh, I don't want to spoil anything for the Boba Fett. But if anybody's watched the Boba Fett show, there's a moment that happens, and it's so damn funny when you think about what happened with the Black Series. It's
there were two. Yeah,
sorry,
two big moments of that. I was like,
but yeah, like there were some pretty big hits, but I think it was crazy the redo of the Rogue One. Some of the Rogue One figures, it's like. We're doing this?
Yeah. Well, that's one that I thought we'd never get because I've been wanting those forever because those came in like right before face printing was introduced with Hasbro stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember that came out around the same time as like the Guardians 2 wave from Legends.
Oh God, Guardians 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then like
God.
right after, they had the face printing stuff for Star Wars
Yeah,
and Marvel.
there were a lot of bad Star Wars. I left a lot of those on the shelf. I picked up probably, I don't know, man. I picked up a ton of Star Wars stuff, but I want to say most of it just ended up, I haven't like really fleshed out that collection yet. And honestly, when it comes down to it, I usually get like heads from Corey
Right,
anyway. So I'm like, hey, could you paint me a better head?
right,
That sucks, man. When you get these figures and you're like, oh yeah, this is good, and you look at it more, it's like, it's really not.
right.
It's
Well,
not
it
good.
baffles me with the Star Wars stuff that like, I mean, obviously they're pulling a lot from like Mando and like,
Sure.
but even then, like it's like the same character like 50 different times. And but you've had all these comics since The Force Awakens and
Yep.
stuff that are coming out. And we're even starting to see some of those characters pop up
Mm-hmm.
in like Mando and Book of Boba Fett and everything like that. And I'm just like, we're still probably gonna get like 50 Din Djarins with like photo real mud on them. Like, ooh, I don't know if you saw that stream, but they're like, yeah, we got some new mud printing tech. And I was like, awesome. That's great.
It's just a dude like fanning a brush over it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, look at that. It's like real splatter tech. It's like, don't show that off. We don't want people stealing these
Yeah,
ideas. It's like,
yeah.
come on,
And at the
man.
end of the day, man, like a lot of like Black Series stuff like looks really good, but I find myself, you know, now, especially that I'm like doing pictures and stuff, I find myself like very rarely taking a picture of like a Star Wars figure because like the what's packed in with them is like it limits what I can do with them, right?
Yeah.
Like what like I give props to people on Insta that like take really cool pictures with like Black Series figures
Yeah.
because like I'm like if I take a picture, I find that it'll look like everyone else's,
Mm-hmm.
or that it just looks stupid with all the with the sea grip hands.
Secret hands.
Yeah, like Darth Vader being like, "Get away!"
Yeah.
No.
That's what always throws everything off. That's like, it's funny you mentioned that. It's like Mcfarlane figures.
Yeah,
All of them are
exactly.
either like this or with trigger fingers that don't make sense at all. Like it doesn't make sense at all. I'm like, what? Can we start getting? And I know you can do alternate hands because I've seen it. I've seen
Yep.
it happen so many
I've
times.
seen
That's what.
people swap Legends hands onto onto Black Series hands. It'll look great.
Yeah, I did that the other day with a freaking, what was it? Obi-Wan. I was able to swap
Yeah.
out a claw, film Ulysses claw, because he's like
Mm.
this. You know that move? What's that move that Hasbro hasn't done? It's a thing in the Star Wars universe, and oh, it's almost like you're pushing something with excessive
Oh, all right.
force. That's it. It's
There it
force.
is.
It's a force move. Good lord! Like, is is this it? Is this all you get? This is it. You'll
Use
only
the
ever.
force. I can't.
I can't. All I can do is like.
Not until I get
know.
my coffee, I guess. I don't.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. I don't understand that. That throws me off. Like, how in the world? How in the world have we not gotten alternate hands
Right.
with the Star Wars
That's
figures?
if they started. It's almost like we were talking about
after you.
McFarlane before, but
I think they. Oh no! Todd heard you talking.
they heard me talking. Bye guys, we're about to get.
Shut it down.
No, it's like talking about McFarlane. The same thing with Star Wars, right? If McFarlane and the Black Series line had the multiple heads, alternate hands, you know, they'd definitely be elevated.
I think people would be willing to pay an elevated price at that point. I mean, just make all of your figures deluxe figures at this point and give us what we want.
Right. Oh yeah. Now the McFarlane figures have the side
I
eye.
saw that Starved Artist was like, is that true? Like, obviously, I'm not saying you're a liar, but I haven't bought a McFarlane figure since Swamp Thing, who goes on my list on my most disappointing figures because when he came in, Todd forgot to paint it.
Yeah. Whoops.
Whoopsie, $40. So I had to send that back, and it's back in stock, but I haven't even bought it yet. I'm just so mad.
Yeah.
I'm not even buying them again. Not
That's
until.
wild. I bet if you'd have to see it in stores, right?
Yes, I would definitely. Yeah, make sure it's painted.
Yeah.
God, it's like at this $40 pool, just kind of spinning around there, like, oh
Yeah.
man.
Nah, man. Ever since Superboy Prime, a good chunk of the Mcfarlane figures have like they're looking off to the side, checking out the competition in the toy aisles. don't, hey, don't buy him. Buy me. I'm not gonna help you.
No,
look at me.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, dude, that kills me. That's amazing.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, stop. Stop. Look over here. Look over here.
Come here. What's he got that I don't got?
What's he got? These big ball, like tennis. There's like a
got?
tennis ball on his wrist and just a big weird C cup. I'm like, God, guys. I don't know. It's weird whenever I went over my top 10 figures, and then I just remember looking around this room, and I was like, there sure are a lot of disappointments on the shelves there.
A lot of Mcfarlane figures on the ground.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think they're all in a drawer. I think I have like 6 Mcfarlane figures out, maybe, and they're all Spawn.
I'm trying to see how many I got this year. Like, what was my favorite multiverse figure? It might have been
Bizarro?
from this year, Bizarro was really good.
2022. You actually bought one this year?
Well, from what?
Did you buy one this year?
Mcfarlane figures?
2022?
Oh, no, not this year. Not yet. No.
Oh, God, no. Don't put that on me.
Nothing's come out yet. I was tempted by Clayface, because it's Clayface, but their Clayface is like a big pile of turds.
I mean, when it comes down to it, what is...
But like, yeah, I understand it's Clayface, but like, I don't know. That might be I don't know, man.
I feel like I need to get him because I have every other Clayface.
Yeah.
No, wait. You know what? Actually, I got rid of the old one, the rubber arms one that had the and I kept my collect and connect figure. That thing is awesome. I think that's number 1 right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how that one's gonna be beaten, but there's that one. I've got the giant Arkham figure, which
I do that. I do too. Yeah.
It's kind of cool for its own thing, but you could also, I think I've seen somebody actually go through the extreme effort of removing the crystals from his back and stuff.
Too much for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. But for the price what you're getting, Mcfarlane's, I don't know, man. I'd have to look at it again. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly what it looks like. So I don't
looks
know.
Like it. I don't even know how to describe it. It's shaped like a triangle. He's shaped like a substitute teacher. He's got a big fat bottom and like an itty bitty head.
Like a substitute teacher.
You know?
No.
You must have had different substitute teachers then.
I did. I definitely. Oh man, you're right. Wonder if I could bring this over and it pops up over here on this side. See if I can.
Yeah, share the screen.
I can't bring it over. Is it on this side? I can't.
But it just looks ridiculous to me.
It does look. It does that. You're right. He looks like a freaking spoiled piece of pizza.
Yeah, he does.
Oh man. He is. He's
like,
very.
When I was like, you see now when I'm like, it looks like a pile of turds. You see what I mean? Yeah, not in the good way.
Well, yeah. Not to mention in that photo that they've used, like there's cracks in the wall, and it looks like he's got like hair coming out of him. But I know he doesn't. That's gross. DC Comics Clayface is back as Mcfarlane Toys reveals new Mega Fig.
It looks like the Black Series Rancor kind of. You squint your eyes. So if you need a Rancor in your
you're right. He's very his body is ugly. Huh. How much is that? $40, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
I mean, if you need a Clayface, you might be able to fudge it.
Yep.
He looks like peanut butter. Like nasty. That does look pretty rough. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess I think I'd rather have that one than the old one, just because I know that one's gonna hold up.
Sure, and it's cheaper.
Yeah. Because if you got that one that was made out of rubber, that thing started flaking off, and I don't know. I mean, I'm good. I'm not trying to defend anything, but
right.
Yeesh. Yeah, I don't know, man. Mcfarlane. I like the idea of collecting Mcfarlane figures for those big figures. So
exactly
to see Clayface kind of turn out like that is a little disappointing just to see
I'm
the other figures.
I'm very choosy. I only pick when the line first started out. I got a couple of like a little bit of everything. Like I think they're Thomas Wayne Batman, the like Flashpoint Batman. I think the Azrael's really good.
Which Azrael?
But the red Azrael.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those are pretty good. And Azrael kind of works with 6-inch too, because he's
huge.
Todd does not know what scale is, so that Azrael, it's like really small for a 7-inch figure, but like just barely bigger.
His shoulder span is huge.
Yep.
He's a big boy.
But he works with 6-inch, and some of those that you can like fudge in, I think work. But yeah, nowadays it's only the big guys that I pick and choose from.
Yeah, like the King Shark was really fun from Suicide Squad, and you can kind of. I would say I don't know if you could fudge him for comics or not, just because it's not. I mean, I have the two Build-A-Figures of King Shark. I got the Hammerhead version, and then I got the regular version, and that fat shark just he works for like the Harley Quinn cartoon, like the Rob Funches one.
So I have like a Suicide Squad kind of shelf going on, like a comic Suicide Squad shelf.
Oh, okay, so you could do that. I mean, I guess if you made your own like kind of and like an SHF Harley comic and put that on, I could see that.
Well, I have the Playing for Keeps Harley on that shelf. I have the Mezco KG Beast. I have that Storm Collectibles Lobo, and I have that Mcfarlane King Shark. So like it kind of works in like its own contained little world.
No, absolutely. I think that figure's awesome. Like I think he's really, really cool. I like him. I like the Violator figure. But
that's one that I never picked up because I thought I'd be sad with it.
I thought you were gonna be like, because I wasn't strong enough because it weighs so much. No, there's you know what's funny is this does kind of almost fall under the disappointment era just because it's not the version I want. But that's just being picky, I guess. But you know, I think most people want that skinny, slender, stark white one, and we get this thing with I don't know. I think it's cool that they had I swear this was like just to add another number like tick to the articulation point.
Here's articulation, yeah.
Yeah, it's got 33 now. Had 32 before. Now we can do this. Okay, and he's got this weird like diaper kind of.
Hey. Put that thing away. There are children here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is. Sorry, but
Julian's asking what lines make up our DC shelves mostly.
What lines?
Being a DC collector, being a DC collector.
Oh, it's hard.
For one shelf especially, it's hard because you can have like a whole team of like 5 different companies.
Dude, I'm looking at one shelf and there's Mafex, there's DCUC. There's DC Direct. There's Mcfarlane. There's the DC Icons. Of course, I got my Nightwing up there. Like, I think I kept like two or three of the Icons, and it was like Blue Beetle and Nightwing. I was like, yep. And
those are great.
Obviously Aquaman. But yeah, you're right. Being a DC collector is so hard, and it sucks that McFarlane's the one that's getting all the figures. Because I'm looking at him, I'm like, man, if only Hasbro had this.
Right.
Or, you know, I would take it. I would take Hasbro. I mean, I really love Mafex is where I want it to be. I want quality over quantity at this point. But to be able to just get them, I mean, there's not, like, I don't want to pay, let's say, I don't know, I don't want to, like, offend anybody's favorite characters. But, you know, it's like the Spectre. I don't know if I'd want to pay. Maybe I would want to pay for that one just because I like the Spectre.
It depends how good it is, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like characters that like, I don't know, that like Supergirl. Like she's not one of my favorite characters, but I do actually. That's an icon I did keep because she fit in perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. She fits in perfectly over there, but it's like she was also $20. I don't want to pay for a Mafex Supergirl.
Right. Watch me make a Mafex Supergirl now with all the Superman figures they're coming out with.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wouldn't need her. You know, that'd be an easy pay. I also said that about Cyborg Superman and the Black Suit Superman, and then I put them on pre-order because Craig convinced me on the Cyborg. He's like, yeah, I just, tend to buy figures that don't like Superman. And I was like, well, that's what I want. And then I saw that swap on the Venom. It made him taller. Yeah. that Mafek's Venom swapping with that Superman, and I was like, dang.
Yep.
That's pretty. Tony Fierro said Clayface looks like number 4 on the Bristol stool chart. Dang. That's that's amazing. That's
oh no.
That's nasty. That's nasty.
Clayface looks like after you've been dieting for like a month, and then you have that one cheat day.
Or the exact opposite. It's like whenever you've been eating like garbage, and you're like, you know what? I think I'm going keto, and it's 2 days after that where you're like, oh no, your body has no idea what's happening. You just Clayface. I was like, man, I just had to take a Clayface.
I had to take a Clayface.
I had to take a Clayface.
Oh no.
Hey, Haunter, that's fine. If somebody wants a Supergirl, I'm just saying for me personally, like Supergirl isn't. What I'm getting at is it would be cool to have a company that's making like all these characters, you know what I mean? That you could grab, like if Mr. Miracle would be a fun one for like $20, $25. I'll be like, awesome, because I'm not really, I think Scott Free's awesome, but there's just some characters that I don't want. But if you're going to give me like some kind of crazy Mafex like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle 2-pack, because that's a pack that I don't own those figures anymore. I don't own a version of Ted, you know what I mean? And having Booster, and I'm like, that sucks.
I was hyped for that 2-pack from Icon. That's such a... So with Todd bringing back, you know, DC Essentials, like all these older DC lines, I'm hoping and praying that maybe somehow he could bring Icons back. That's what I would want.
I don't know. I don't understand what went wrong. Like, because I had all of them. I bought every single one of those figures, man. I was like, all right. And then I started modding them because I was like, well, these would be really cool with some thigh swivel. And so I got into that and I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. I'm really happy with all these figures. And it's like, oh, by the way, line's dead. I'm like, what? And then it was that weird Hail Mary that they pulled. We're like, oh, you wanted them 6-inch? You can buy them in this big, expensive Justice League pack. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, we're giving up.
Right.
You don't want? All right, you don't want them. I get it. It's like
Warner Brothers is really weird with their.
Well, they got
with their action figure lines. There's this really good interview. I don't know if you've seen it, but I recommend everyone check it out. There's an interview with the former vice president of DC Collectibles, who was there since like the old like DC Universe Classics and even like some of the DC Direct like statue days, and his journey from that point up until the very end of DC Essentials.
Yeah.
And just talking about like how Warner Brothers like kind of mismanaged the line. They weren't even really sure what kind of characters they had. Like there was one time where like Spider-Man came out, like the old Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1 came out, and like apparently like he got a call from one of the Warner Brothers like head like presidents or higher ups or whatever, being like, hey, what's this Spider-Man about? Do we own the rights to that? Can we make toys of that Spider-Man? Like, no, we're DC. DC.
I don't know what that means. Does his money?
Yeah, exactly. And then like with Icons, when they were starting to find their groove, they were just like, we actually make a lot more money with statues, so let's put whatever toy money we have into making essentials. Like, we're gonna give you like bare bones budget. And so we tried to spin it to be like, okay, let's make it like essentials. Like it's like the bare essentials, but even like in interviews, you could tell like he wasn't jazzed about it at all.
I remember I've got that the Aquaman I had a few of the essentials. I ended up selling them off anyway. But I've got like, I do like the Aquaman's all right, but it's like the proportions are kind of funky. And they've got those ankles and wrists just like Todd McFarlane's, those big tennis balls.
They're worse. They're worse than Todd's.
And they're loose. Like just oh man, the feet don't move right. It's that's so funny too, because the last one I bought is a deceased Aquaman. It's just like such a fitting end to that line. I'm like, God, good riddance, dude.
Here lies my hopes and dreams.
Dude, it was horrible. It was funny. Haunter Dreams in here was saying that he thought Huntress was kind of out there, but mostly.
No, I had that same thought absolutely.
See,
But she's a big part of that Hush story though, which
bingo.
is that's the thing.
Yeah.
But in terms of like characters that I thought I would never see in import form, you know, Huntress was not like in the top 10.
She is that is such an awesome figure to get, and it's funny, man. Back in so for the guys that have been collecting for a while, especially DC collectors, know that I guarantee you a heavy percentage of them had that DC collector version, the DC UC collector one from the sub. I guarantee you they had the Hush DC Direct head and hands and some of the parts put on that figure because it was freaking awesome. The DC Direct Huntress had this amazing head sculpt, all that stuff, and that was like that's what we used to have to do for the DC collectible. Like we take a DC UC figure, pop on the old DC Direct head. So honestly, to have her is huge, and for me, it's really big just because Hush is such a big part. There's a huge notch in my comic life for the Hush comic, which is weird because I'm just not a Batman guy. I just never have been, but that comic resonated with me. I loved everything about it. It was like a fun combination of his enemies and villains. But I also agree with Haunter saying that they could have done Hush Poison Ivy. They better do Hush Poison Ivy.
That's got to be coming. That's got to be coming.
It's got to be coming because that would be that was one of the biggest disappointments from when DC Direct or was it DC? What were they? Collectibles was doing the Arkham line, and they showed that beautiful Poison Ivy that was coming with the articulation and everything from Arkham Knight. Canceled. I'm like, oh man, what a disappointment. Like, ugh. Just God, there is nothing where the same thing happened on the Icons line with Etrigan.
Yep. Nothing's worse than seeing a really cool, especially these days with the DC figure. I don't know if you remember with Multiverse, not Todd's Multiverse, but Mattel, they showed like Mammoth from Teen Titans. They showed like a whole bunch of really cool like DC characters. Yeah, and they're all not coming.
You know, it'd be really really fun for Mafex to do, and I know. I think what they should do is slowly release members of the Justice League, and it feels like they're kind of doing that, you know, with like the Hush style and then with the Superman stuff. But I wish they would slowly release a member of the Justice League in between like bigger waves of things. Like I would love to see a Teen Titans from Mafex. I don't know what artist, because you have to pick an artist.
It's gotta be the original, you know, with that original lineup with
that's
haired Starfire.
Yeah. There's something about this what they're doing right now that's really exciting, is seeing these groups, these specific groups, especially they're targeting like 90s kids like crazy, which is wild to see, man. I'm like, this is some, I don't know, it's things I'd never thought I would see, you know, like 2000s kids and like those. It's just wild, but it looks like they're trying to focus on actual teams. And then they'll throw something out there, I think, to just test, like Age of Apocalypse Magneto.
Right. Yeah. Seeing how well that's gonna do.
That's so funny to me, because had that have been any other Age of Apocalypse character besides Sinister, I would have complained. I know I would have. I know I'd have been complaining.
I know you don't like that version, but it'll be a Mafex Nightcrawler. Would you still have complained?
Actually, if they did the Age of Apocalypse Nightcrawler from Age of Apocalypse, that would be awesome.
Yeah, not the X-Force one.
No, I mean, I would be. It would suck to not get the classic one, but I would. That version looked awesome in the books. I don't like the X-Force one. You don't even get much of him from AOA though, like Kurt Darkholm, because it's not even Wagner, it's Darkholm, you know.
Right.
So you've got this, but I always did. I thought that design in the comics was pretty dang cool, and then they brought him into this new one, and I don't hate the character because it's Nightcrawler. I can't hate him, but it's just like
it's a different character.
It's like night and day.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, it's just so different. Like I love that character because he's fun and lovable, but if it was a freaking Nightcrawler from Mafex, then bring it on. You know, even if that's the one I've got to get.
Yeah, exactly.
I think at that point that would suck though to only. It's like, well, it sucks we only got this one.
Right.
I mean, that I would be now. I would be if Hasbro makes that, I would buy that. I would definitely buy that. But that's interesting. That like I'm just wondering how wild Mafex is planning on going with some of their characters, because so far I haven't been disappointed with anything. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
interesting choices.
yeah. Like there have been some figures where I'm like the Mafex Mando, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I wish he had like double jointed legs and a wired cape, but even like I can't remember like a bad Mafex figure that I've gotten in recent memory.
In recent memory, yeah, there it is.
Right.
Clarify, so nobody goes after
recently, you. Yeah. Don't no one come for me be like Iron Man. No, I know, I have that one.
Olaf, nobody's hating on Nightcrawler. I'll be the last person on the planet to hate on Nightcrawler, but Nightcrawler, Kurt Wagner, come on, man, get with it.
Oh, man.
Corey's freaking brother over here giving me hell. Who's been also making some really cool cloth goods. It's interesting.
Who's been making cloth goods?
Corey's brother is in here, going by Olaf Garza in here. But yeah,
okay.
That's Corey's brother.
I'm sorry, Olaf.
Yeah, it sucks. He's related to Corey, but he disappointment figures.
Yeah.
His name is Darth Revan. I got him in. I know people have probably had this figure forever. I missed every single release. I missed every freaking release. And then I was like, all right, I'm finally going to get him. And he finally came in. And I remember opening him and I was like, man, I don't even know where he's at. I might have just tossed him on the shelf real quick. Just
Star Wars at it again.
He can't move. He can't move his freaking, like his whole hood was stuck. Was stuck to him. I'm like, this sucks, man. And I was sitting there like, this sucks. And Corey's brother was sitting there like fixing him. He's like, he's like, I was keeping this one on ice for a long time, but now since it's been released and re-released, he's like, he's not really worth anything to hang on to. And I sat there and watched this guy like make a cloth hood for him that was just gorgeous. I'm like, why? I would pay $5 more for Hasbro to do stuff like that, even if it didn't like bend. Like, look, sad cloak Revan. Yep.
Let's make it look better. Yeah, make it look less sad.
Make it move.
Right.
Make it be able to move. I mean, Jesus, my Moon Knight can move his head. He's got like the little cloth piece right here, you know, or the plastic, the white version or whatever, the whole white suit version. Yeah. I'm looking at him. I'm like, that figure's pretty great. I mean, for what it is, it sucks to have those big chunky hard plastic capes.
Yeah.
But that's
I'd rather have that than sad cloak boy.
Sad cloak Revan, man, sucked. He's just sitting there in his like mask was just like he can barely. There's nothing to it. It looks like the '80s freaking Batman, where just can't move. I'm like, oh,
Black Series too. Those Hunter and Crosshair kind of let me down a little bit too from those Bad Batch.
The Hunter's like, it sucks. Like Hunter's redeeming factor for me is his knife. So that's not really.
Yeah, the knives are cool. I like that you can like.
There's more detail in that knife than the entire Age of Apocalypse wave.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, those knives are. And then Crosshair with his gun that's as tall as he is.
Man, Wrecker. Yeah, Wrecker and Tech, obviously. Tech is for me, just a gem, which is, man, it's so crazy, man. I have gotten very fortunate with my favorite characters getting really, I think of like the Nightcrawler that we got from Marvel Legends, and I'm like, where is that? Where did that come from? How in the world did you give me I'm like, I have one on ice up there. 3 heads?
Yep.
3 heads? Come on, man. That's amazing.
Someone at Hasbro really love Nightcrawler.
I think he deserved it, man. It's been a long time coming. Long time. Absolutely. So it's like, I don't understand how those how the departments are so greatly different from like Star Wars to what is it now? Fortnite, which apparently those figures are pretty awesome and
figures
diverse.
Are great, yeah. I've got a few of them. They're pretty really good.
And then what's is interesting watching like Craig on the stream show up and be like, hey, Lady J is on my top 10 list.
Right.
And she's phenomenal. She is a truly, truly awesome figure. She is. Yeah. And as far as like just domestics go, It's incredible. It's like a female with butterfly joints and double elbows, and she looks good. And the amount of accessories are nuts, and you can still find her on the freaking pegs. Like, that's crazy to me. Crazy.
That kind of love. If that kind of love was put to like every female in every line that I love, like the Black Series, Hasbro Legends, all of that.
Yeah.
You couldn't force me to stay away.
Man, that's bonkers. I mean, yeah, if like, could you imagine? Like, I don't know. I'm just excited about getting like the Mafex Jean Grey, you know, kind of still fleshing out that line and whatnot, and just to see how far. And I'm like, can you imagine a Mafex Rogue from Jim Lee?
Yeah,
it's got to happen. It's just got to happen. I'm just like, man, that. I don't know. I wish they'd find a way to hollow out the hair though. I think they should do that.
Right.
I think it's time
to the hair or give you like an alternate like flowing hair.
Right. Yeah, and just hollow it out, because why do you need that much mass on a head?
Right.
You could probably use that plastic to give us another head, 3 hands, anything. Like,
right.
That's a lot of plastic. I don't know how hard that is though to do like something that's hollow. So there might, but I figured it'd just like clip on the back, you know?
Oh yeah.
You can make molds for cups, and those are hollow. So it's simple, guys. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah. Like the cup technology has it.
Come on, guys, they're cups. You know, somebody's sitting there, and Mafex is like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Like, this is the most amazing
just a pile of soft drinks.
It's like all these like just scribbles all over the wall, and like yarn and stuff. It's like cups. That's all it took. Yeah, I don't know. Those are because that's I don't know. That's gonna be interesting. When I saw like Boog was like on and on about Psylocke was his top disappointing figure.
Yeah.
I don't agree with him.
I can't believe that.
I don't agree. No,
the fact that it can't, move its ankles up and down as much as I like, that's a bummer, right?
Yeah.
The fact that the thigh swivel doesn't work as well, that's a bummer. So, I mean, I can understand if someone's disappointed with it, but to say it's the number one disappointing figure of the year, I can't get behind.
I can't get behind that one. No, I don't mind the alternate head either. I think it looks fine.
Yeah, I like both heads.
Christine loves that figure. It was funny though. Like, I'm not bashing the guy, but it's like when he was talking about like the shiny, like he didn't like the shiny blue. I'm like,
right.
Put it next to all the other Mafex figures that come out. That makes sense. It reflects the art though. It has that shine to it, the sheen. I get it. We've seen matte versions and it looks great, you know. But I look at my Marvel Legend version and I'm like, get out of here.
Cannot compare.
Get out of here with that noise. I can't. You know, you get all the accessories, all the cool stuff. I'm like, nah. And I can't. Oh man, I just know they're gonna give us a beast at some point. You know,
I'm wondering what big figure they will give us first, whether it's Beast or Colossus or what.
Well, if they're going off of Jim Lee, then it'd have to be Beast. Yeah, that's an interest. What's the biggest? I wonder what's the biggest figure Mafex has made, because the biggest one I have is the Dark Knight Returns.
I feel like they made a Hulkbuster for the movies.
Oof, God, I bet that's it's got to be.
I don't know if that came out when they started getting good. You know, I wonder if that's like an older one that they did. I don't know. If anyone knows the biggest Mafex figure yet, let us know.
Yeah, what's the biggest Mafex figure that's come out? Because, like I said, when I look at my Dark Knight Returns Batman, I'm like, I think that could work for a Beast.
Right.
Maybe a little bigger, or is that right size? I don't know. I guess
that might be the right size. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, and it moves so well too.
God, what a cool man! It's funny. This is like how you ever have one of those moments that you're just like, wow, you feel stupid because the answer was right
all
there.
The time.
All the time, dude. I was like, Corey showed me the other day. He just had something posed up. He had 2 figures on one stand. And I was like,
I just thought about that like this year too. Like, I'm saving space. I'm cramming all these spider people into my shelf. I'm
dude,
like,
you can have them one low, one high. So it was like perfect. I got my Dark Knight Returns Batman jumping with, Carrie Kelly on his freaking shoulder on another one. I was like, why didn't I ever think about putting more than one figure on a damn stand like this. It literally has 3.
Well, so I do that. I do that with stands that aren't designed to hold more. So I get like the regular like Abitsu stands or whatever, and I like majigger them to hold like multiple characters. But with something like that, I've never thought about that until like earlier this year when I'm stuck at home looking at my toys all day.
It's right there, especially with your displays, because you have this cool way of building your displays up, which I respect. That I think that's just there's something I don't know. There's something about that I love because you've seen my room. It's just everything's just eye level, or if you were to just look at that, and I'm like, once I started,
I like how you have like Dio pieces in yours too.
That's a new thing, and I love it too.
Yeah,
dude, that's gonna be the thing from now on. That's where I've got something really cool on Big Bad that I pre-ordered. That's expensive, and I'm not bragging. This isn't a brag. This is a cry.
He says sadly.
This is a cry for help. Have you seen the Subway diorama?
Yes, I have.
I got it. I got that on pre-order. It's an expensive thing to have.
Refresh my memory. I haven't looked at the price.
$180. God, what a cough.
What a horrible pricey cough you just had.
Oh my gosh, it must be the COVIDs. That must be no, but I looked at it and I was like, all right, I'll just set money aside for it, which that's
what you got to do. Yeah,
that's what money's for. You set it aside for big Subway dios.
Right.
Yeah, but I looked at the measurements before I bought it. It's perfect.
It's okay, it'll slide right in.
Dude, it's I mean, imagine that next to a Ninja Turtles display. Dude, and if you flip it around, you could have turtles fighting on top of a Subway.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like, so if you have this really awesome interior, but then you flip it around to the outside, and I'm like, oh my God.
That'd be rad.
Yeah, I love a good fight. There's a, Julian, if you go on Big Bad Toy Store, I should have had this. From now on, I need to be able to share part of my screen because there's so much stuff. Let me, I'll link it here in the chat for you guys. It's pretty dang cool. I'm not gonna lie, but it's so expensive. But dios, man. I mean,
get it at your spouse's discretion or your significant other's discretion.
Yeah, just don't tell them.
Yeah, don't just lie.
She doesn't watch these. You don't have to lie. You just don't. Oh, it's actually 189.
180 yen.
It's just a little more than that. Oh, it's so dang cool. I have no regrets at all. Here we go. Here's
any dio pieces that I have. I just kind of throw them in a drawer. They're like
yeah. I actually, I got in a pretty good mood the other day, so I reset up my my Toy Canic lab made by Samurai Chris, who unfortunately he was here tonight. He had to jet out, but it's real fun, man. It's always fun it's just so much more fun to play around in a dio. When you got one. I do like sometimes just having like a big piece of cardboard, like the colored paper, and just throw it up there and put a nice light on it, and just to have that one, or 3 or whatever, how many figures you want, just kind of playing around. But it's funny. I don't think I've ever been disappointed by a diorama. Like, I think I've always known what I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just something I'm just always excited and happy to get.
One kind of diorama, if you want to classify, that's a little disappointing. Even though it's in my top one of my top figures of the year, I still say the HasLab Sentinel is a little disappointing. It
seems to be the general consensus.
Yeah. I mean, not as disappointing as like the posable Spider-Man, the super posable one that they put out last year. It's not like that, where the expectations were like through the roof.
Yeah.
But this one, there's a couple things, knees notwithstanding, that I wish I could do with it, But it has a presence in my room, and it is essentially a movable diorama.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, yeah, I give you that. Rocker Josh just showed up, and like I was, generally I play a little guitar riff, but he started with Mikey is the best turtle. I said what I said, so you have to wait till next time to get that, because you're wrong. You're wrong.
He's great. Do you have the his mask, little tails in there?
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
hell? This is one of the funnest. Look at that. That
Yeah.
is dumb fun. Dude, I love the fact that he's got box mode.
Yeah, box just to keep them in there. What are you gonna do? Just be like whip them out at parties? Be like, hey, check this out.
Hey, check
Roll
this
them out.
He fits in here. This is cool, man. This is like a Transformer Ninja Turtle fan's dream right here.
They're really rad, man. I can't wait to have. I didn't know Donnie was out yet. I'll have to get him.
They're only like $30 something.
Yep.
These are stupid cheap. I kind of do want the other ones. I wasn't sure because I got Donnie in and I'm like, man, I might mess with him a little more and see. I definitely would grab Mikey, I think.
Yeah.
But then if I do that, here we go.
I get the whole squad.
Yeah. For the price though, it's really good. Because I saw I still want those little tiny ones that I saw before, but oh my God, the price. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Because I thought these were going to be like mini mates.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's how the other ones are. They're very small. And I saw them in person. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like, oh, the price is not cool. Jesse Lewis looks like he's got a head injury and forgot how to spell Donatello. It's weird. That's all right, Jesse.
The 1990 movie though, that's essentially Raphael's movie. If we're being honest, that's Raphael's movie.
I mean, you can have a main character and all the other characters
have not be the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got. Oh yeah, you know what my favorite character does? He gets beat up and sleeps in a bathtub.
It's true, man. You mean he defended his family and took one for the team to save his brothers?
I remember seeing that movie in the theater.
Yeah.
And I remember Raph going, "Damn!" And I was like, I was like, oh my God, that turtle just cursed. I was like, he's not a good turtle.
He's not.
He's
a
not
bad turtle.
He's a bad influence, and that's why kids were like, they probably went home and they were like, hit their leg or something.
They started getting their size out.
Damn. It's like, what'd you just say? I said, damn. We need to have a talk. What has he been watching? Turtles. What? Doesn't make sense at that point.
Nico's asking the brand of that turtle, the Donnie bot that you got.
This is what is it? 52 toys?
Yeah, 52 toys.
Yeah, officially licensed as well by the Nickelodeons.
Yeah,
it's even got the shiny sticker on there.
Bill and I both got ours from showzstore.com for about $35 with shipping.
Dude, these things. If you're actually, Ori's the one that turned me on to these. I didn't even know this was a thing. But if you were to take a standard 6-inch figure, we'll take Zazzy, and that's pretty amazing, man. These are like 35, 36. That's crazy. That's awesome.
Now we need like a figure of Metalhead if he was like an actual turtle.
Oh, dude. A Metalhead of one of these would be super clean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Twice as big or whatever.
Yeah. Or even if they wanted to make him in this size, I would be fine just because I think it'd look cool. I would actually, if they like started making like Splinter and like went further with this line, I don't know. I would probably go far in this. They're super simple. They're kind of.
Yeah. I need a Shredder at least too.
Yeah, Bebop, Rocksteady, and Shredder.
Yep.
Got to get them all. Yeah, it's interesting because this would look really cool in a Dio with Donatello,
Oh yeah.
And he's like cleaning the floors or helping him like work like with the actual action figure. That would be really neat. These are super cool. They're just fun. I think they're just really fun. So I imagine tomorrow probably or probably right when the stream's over, it's like, hey, I went ahead and bought all three.
All three. Yeah, they're on their way.
That I didn't have yet.
They've rolled out. They're on their way.
Jesse, Raphael is irresponsible. He doesn't think things through.
He's a hothead.
He's just trouble. You know what's funny is like as much as I loved like Donatello and whatnot, my relationship with my friend Anthony is very Leonardo Raphael.
Right.
Like always, it's like, God dang it.
Right.
I wish I could be off I wish I could be like Donnie and Mikey off in the side.
Right.
Just like chilling and talking. I mean, we do have that a lot too. Whenever you see somebody else talking to somebody and you're like, don't do it.
It's a trap.
Don't do it. That's bait.
It's funny because I don't know, depending on the iteration of Turtles.
Yeah.
It seems like certain Turtles lend themselves to certain versions better, unless it's IDW where they're all fantastic.
Perfect. I was about to say, well,
or the 2012. I like them all in 2012 too.
Yep.
Which is also closest to IDW, I think. But
yeah, absolutely.
because I remember in the 2003 series, I feel like Michelangelo got a lot of the spotlight in that one. Like they gave him a lot to do.
I thought Donnie was done incredibly well in that one too. I loved just how tech savvy he was. Yeah, like just awesome. I love the tool belt is something that I absolutely love, and Ben Bishop does that in his IDW turtle designs. His turtle designs. His Donnie's got a little pocket there with a screwdriver, stuff like that. I love that. I think Donnie should always have tools on him. Always. So,
one of the best things that came out of, talk about disappointments, those Michael Bay Ninja Turtle movies. But I do like the fact that introduced the idea of Donatello wearing gear on him. And, the techno bow and everything. I was like, okay, that's kind of a cool.
There was some great, what sucks to admit it, but yeah, there were some really great ideas there. I liked how Leo kind of incorporated more of some of the samurai look, because it makes sense for him to try to imitate, his father and where he came from. You got Raphael, I love the fact that they made Raph bigger. I think that's something that I've liked since, I guess when did that start? Was that the 2012 series?
That started with, that started with Michael Bay, with him being the bigger one. And then with Rise of the Ninja Turtles, he stayed big too. I think in the 2012, he's actually a little shorter, but he's broader.
I like that. I like the fact that they all look like different turtles. In fact, they are all supposed to be a different turtle. I believe Donnie's a soft shell, Raph's a snapping turtle. There's all these cool designs that they're, all these, somebody's a box turtle. I love that. I think that's really cool. But then they're all, brothers. That's why the IDW made it. But that's something cool. Yeah, I mean, I will give the Bay Turtles that. I did like all the gear on Donnie. I think it was a little overkill, but I love. I mean, that to me, that's whenever he steps out and it's what do you think? It's it's too much, but it's funny because Donnie's well, I need all this stuff.
I don't think he needs glasses. I get it, he's the nerd, but the goggles, the techno bow,
the magnifying glass, that's awesome. And I love
that Mike kind of has more of the street urban look, because he wants to be part of the surface. He wants to be human and everything. So a lot of cool ideas there that other people have adapted better.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
disappointing things, we can take some of that sadness away, strip it away, and splash it on some nice stuff.
Who thought it was a good idea to let Johnny Knoxville voice Leonardo?
Hilarious. I just think of the trailer. Let's rock and roll, boys.
Yeah, he comes running up and Splinter gets hit and he's like, "Dad! Oh, they got Dad!" I'm like, blam, 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 blam. I'm like, here it goes.
So
welcome to Ninja Turtles.
This is Jackass,
dude. I do actually. I love Johnny Knoxville. I think he's freaking great. But nope. How much fun he would have been as I hate to say it, as Vernon in a different world, because Will Arnett.
Right.
It was great. Yeah. Will Arnett's great at everything, but he would have been a fun one. But anyways, we don't have to disappointments. We don't have to talk about that anymore.
Yeah, we've laid out the fact that was sad, not good.
Man, what were they thinking?
They weren't.
Money.
Or money. Yeah.
Bob said these nerds talking about turtles. That's right. Forever.
We should have been when we were talking about cooler things like
Impossible.
DC.
I was about to say, wait, what do you mean cool? There's nothing cooler than a freaking Ninja
Star
Turtle.
Wars.
Upsetting Star Wars stuff. I think Julian asked, he's like, how many sets of turtles do you guys have? I have one.
No.
He says, I have one, and it's the NECA animated bright green turtles.
You know how quickly turtles have usurped my collection, usurped my collection, have taken over my collection. I have a turtle verse shelf, like a Turtles Forever kind of deal. I have the 1990 Turtles. I have the Toon Turtles. I have the Figure Arts, kind of more style guide Turtles. I have those robot Turtles. I have the musical mutagen Turtles.
Those aren't turtles.
Are fantastic. The best toys.
Stop it.
That you could ever own.
Talk about a big disappointment. That
and then I have the Batman versus TMNT Turtles. So I got 6 generations of Turtles clogging up my DTOF right now.
Man, so I've got the original Mirage Turtles that Neca did first, and then I have the black and white ones as well. I don't know if that counts as 2 sets, but I think so, just because it's 2 releases. I've got a knockoff of the color versions of those as well. I've got the Revo set. I've got the Batman versus TMNT. I've got video game versions. I've got the Super 7 versions. I got the SHF versions. I've got the film versions. I got the pack, the 4-pack with the disguise. I've got the Mondo. So now we're at 11. I've got the classic Turtles
and that's just talking about Turtles. I'm not even talking about all the ancillary.
I'm just talking about those are just Turtles. I got the Mini-Mate Turtles. I have Turtles that don't make sense anymore.
Right.
That's where I am.
I've got real Turtles on my shelf. They're alive. They're crawling around.
If it goes from they're just walking around. If you want me to go, like, I couldn't even tell you how many Donatello figures I have. It's impossible. I've got my Donatello on a monster truck in front of me.
That's so funny.
It is sad. Yeah, but I have saying all those out. That's insane.
I do have the Power Ranger Turtles on pre-order. Yes, the Boom Studio Turtles.
Oh yeah, I've got actually one of those did you get on Big Bad?
Yeah.
One was it Michelangelo that's actually already processed?
Oh, are they processing soon?
Yeah. Actually, I paid for mine. I already paid for Mikey. I think it was last maybe Friday. Yep, they're coming. I'm just waiting for them all to be in the pile of loot, and then I'll just go ahead and buy them all then, or grab them all then.
My girlfriend, when she came over, she was like, "Why don't you just put all your Ninja Turtle stuff in one shelf?" And I was like, "I do not have the room. There's not enough room, even if I wanted to."
Well, that's why whenever it comes down to like the sale, whenever I'm gonna eventually, whenever I finally sit down and like start documenting some stuff, be like, all right, it's time to make the hard decisions, because I just don't want to pack stuff up just so I can put stuff up. I think that's where the problem starts, is when I don't understand. Now I get like effects and accessories and dio pieces. Yeah, pack that up. I get that.
Like actual figures, I do not like keeping anything.
The only thing I could see doing that with is maybe some army builders.
Yes,
just I do have like troopers.
Yeah, I have some Hydra guys and some AIM guys in boxes.
Right,
but I'd rather use that space for actual, named villains.
Right, and like for all my turtles, I'm like, I can't take any of these down. Right. I'm looking back there and looking at them, and that just makes me sad thinking about it. I just can't do it. Couldn't do it.
A figure that I do have on ice now, because I was really disappointed with it, and kind of the wave as a whole, was that House of X, Powers of X wave from Marvel Legends. Like I was really excited for that wave, and I got nearly all the figures in it. But I have Jean on the shelf because she can pass as young Jean. Mm-hmm. I have Wolverine, but he's being attacked by the Sentinel. And then I have the head from Chuck, the one with his eyes closed, on the writer's Professor X.
I think I have the same thing. Yeah.
And then Cyclops is backed away because I'm like, I do not have a space for this. And even if it's not worth making space for it, really. Like, I'm just tired of that. Yeah. Of that Bucky with Cyclops.
Oh, he's trash. I've been been on the lookout. I think I do want Moira now that I have the Excalibur set.
Ooh, I love that Moira though. Yes, I do love that Moira. Yeah, she's fun.
Yeah, since I have Excalibur, that makes more sense for me to get, because I was like, I'm not doing Powers of X. As much as I did enjoy that comic, I thought it was actually pretty dang fun. Yeah. The only
Omega Sentinel I like too, but she reminds me a lot of Mega Man. That's why I have her up on the shelf. So
love Mega Man. I have a lot. That's another collection that I have all in a storage drawer that deserves to be out. I have almost every Sentinel Mega Man there is. It was funny though earlier whenever Julian asked like how many sets of figures or turtles do you have? He's like, I've got the bright green ones. The only set I do not own are those.
Yep.
That's the only set that I was like, I'm fine with the cartoon versions, and that was in the big pack. And now the better ones came out, so now I've got this old pack where I'm like, what am I gonna do with these? Like there's nothing there for them. And now they're gonna release the style guide for them. So I'm like, that should be it. But Julian says, what is wrong with the Bucky Cap mold? I don't understand. Please explain.
We found Dwight Stahl's burner account.
Yeah.
It was doing this whole time. Look, Bucky Cap is fine for like basic characters.
It was. We've seen better across the board.
That's the thing. We've seen better base bucks across not only in Legends, but in other Hasbro lines too.
Every line.
Yeah.
Every single line. In fact, the first round of G.I. Joes had better everything than a Bucky Cap mold.
And compared to like the newer stuff too, it's kind of like it's not really that proportioned all that well. Like it's showing its age a little bit. It's a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, it's basically like cracking open an old Toy Biz Marvel Legend, being like, "What's wrong with these? What do you mean?"
Right.
It's like,
right.
What's wrong?
There are people that do that. There are people that do that with old Toy Biz. They're holding up a Toy Biz figure with like the smallest calves and like the biggest chest, being like, "This still holds up."
Dude, those ball hips. Super 7 used those ball hips from the old Toy Biz days.
Yep, I cannot handle figures with those ball jointed hips.
I can't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And now, listen, if you like it, that's fine. Just don't say it out loud because we don't need them knowing that. Freaking Josh said earlier whenever Bob said these nerds are talking about freaking turtles, and Josh said the twist is the turtles sit around and talk about nerds.
Yeah, they have their own podcast.
Dude, Cap McKay was talking about how he said he owns more turtle figures than I did when he was a kid in the 90s. It's crazy, right? That's crazy to me. Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm getting there. There's a lot of other characters that if they start making like that freaking, I can't remember his name, but like the giraffe, or one of my favorite ones was a Walkabout, who's like the kangaroo. From
right,
I'm
yeah.
I'm like, let's go. I'll buy it.
The R2 Comics guys, like if they make a Ray Fillet, the Mutanimals, all those guys.
Man, I just wish they could get a hold of the IDW license.
Yeah.
Like I don't want them to stop what they're doing right now because this is too much fun to like not collect. But IDW would really lend itself to like, some perfect displays and just fun. Hey, we are gonna get those awesome like KO turtles though, right?
Which ones?
The Samurai Leo and
Samurai ones, yeah.
Hoo-wee.
They're pretty much IDW, so
bro, that Donatello looks clean, and they're doing one per season.
Todd has the license for IDW since they crossed over with Batman. What if he's making Ninja Turtles? Would you buy those?
Like, what are you doing?
Todd McFarlane Ninja Turtle figure.
I feel about to have to mute this and have to take we're gonna have to take this aside and be like, what are you doing?
And hey man, look, we're having fun before.
We were having so much fun. Like people were in here, they were talking, we were having a good time, and you brought up Todd McFarlane turtles. All of them looking off to the side with funky what I don't know. You know what? Maybe he would make the best turtles. I don't know. I can't even think. I'm trying to think of that, and that scale would be awful.
Right. They would pretty much just be Bay Turtles. What if those are the ones he made? Yeah, he'd make the Bay Turtles.
It sucks is that I would probably give him money for Donatello.
Yeah.
Like an idiot. I bought a monster truck that has Donatello on it. So
nothing's off limits now.
That thing was like $7, I'm pretty sure. $7. And a reaction turtle as well.
Todd TMNT, don't put that evil on me.
That's the demon's like, stop! Nicole Venters, please no.
Chat's blowing up.
They're like, no! Everybody's losing it. Todd's sitting there like, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's writing it down. Oh.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is gonna be nice.
At
What
least
is?
we're all on the same page, though.
Hey, so I think the first turtle we're gonna make is Picasso. It's like Jesus. What did you just say?
He makes Venus first.
Oh, he actually makes. Hey, no, no.
We are all going to talk about Ninja Turtle Cobra Kai figures.
No. Thank you, Brian. You're right. We're not.
We will not. Those are terrible. Speaking of Cobra Kai, that's another disappointing figure. Those Karate Kid / Cobra Kai action figures.
What company is that?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
Those I was really excited about those.
What's funny is how those retro looking NECA ones, how good they look in the face, but then it's just like I feel like I'm just playing Robot Chicken. And I don't want to do that. I've only bought one of those figures, and it was Nada from They Live, just because I wanted Corey to shrink the heads.
Let's just say all Karate Kid action figures, because the Diamond Select ones were trash. Icon Heroes were the ones that I got. They can't even move. They're just like, imagine if the climax of Karate Kid, they're just like, do the kick, LaRusso, and he's like,
ow.
That's as good as they move.
He's a reaction figure, just that.
Yeah, they move as well as the actors in real life can move.
Yeah,
like right now.
Do a kick. I'll do the pose.
Yeah, do a kick. Not even the pose.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the Karate Kid figures, I think we can say, were disappointments this year.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
That's really rough.
Because I'm just like, I have all those iconic like movie characters that we have in figure form. So I was like, oh, I'll get LaRusso, put him up there next to Marty McFly and Doc Brown, and then I get this figure in hand. And I'm like, who is this?
Yeah,
this is the Kung Fu Child that I'm holding in my hand.
I kind of wish NECA would. You would think NECA would make those, but then I'm like, would they be? I mean, with what they've given us with Turtles, I feel like they could do something pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Especially after the Orokosaki Hamato Yoshi set, like the film set, dude, NECA could be giving us some really good Karate Kid figures.
Yep.
Like
I know they have those Mego style ones, kind of like the more 8-inch ones. So
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the retro kind of things, the Mego-ish.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. The Robot Chicken ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's I've only bought one of those style of figures.
I bought all the Golden Girls from NECA with those.
I mean, that's good. I don't think I ever saw them all.
Yeah.
I never saw them all in one place, and I'm like, no, I don't think. Yeah, see? Nicole's right. If you can't get Daniel in the flying crane pose, it doesn't count.
I can get him in the dying crane pose. That's as good as I can do.
I just lay him flat on the ground like this.
Yeah, just lay him down on the ground. Yeah, that's the dynamic.
Yeah, this is sleeping crane. It's not. Mm-hmm. Nope, it's not how that works.
It's nothing but wax off. That's what that figure is to me.
You can put him in plank mode. It's real fun. It's a real fun figure.
Yeah, that was a big disappointment. I don't have like, there are figures that I've like ranked lower than other figures in 2021, but there's very few that I'm like, I regret buying this, because I don't go out of my way to buy bad figures. I don't feel.
I try not to. I used to have that Pokemon collector, basically, like gotta get them all, for the. Basically, though, at the time, though, there was a time where like you didn't get a whole lot. I think that's why I was buying. I bought a good amount of the Mcfarlane stuff when it started, because it's like I didn't buy a whole lot, but I think I got wrapped up in honestly thigh modding a lot of stuff just to do it. I was buying a $20 figure for the price which you got. It was worthy to, like, all right, get this figure, make it a little bit better, and then sell it to somebody for what it's worth.
Right.
I mean, that wasn't even like doubling the price. It was just like a couple extra bucks, but it's like, hey, I just did this for fun.
It adds up too, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But there's like figures now, which sucks because like I don't want to burn myself. But like that King Shazam figure, I've been on the fence. I'm like, looks cool.
Yeah.
The figure looks cool. But I got, you know what? We need to get with Anthony to see if he can give us like better like hand options to print, and then we can maybe start collecting. We can make McFarlane great again.
Right.
He said, no, would you cut the stream? Cut the stream. Would you stop it? No, I don't know. I mean, I think those damn joints, man. All I can sit there and think about, like, I've got this beautiful Aquaman figure coming. If you guys haven't seen the new McFarlane Aquaman figure coming, it's awesome. It looks
every action figure person on YouTube that I see reporting on this action figure says it looks like you. Every person that I've
just got long blonde hair and a beard.
Weekly, the ACBA podcast guys, like Boog made a crack. He's like, yeah, Billy says every blonde action figure looks like him, but this legit looks like him.
I don't say it. People say. I'm like, oh look, it's Billy. It's like.
Well, that's what they do with Robo. They're like every bald dude with the beard looks like Robo.
Dude, it's my friend Mervin. He goes by Major Awesome. He sent my wife a text. He's like, "Did you know your husband's getting a figure made out of him?" And it's Aquaman. I'm like, "This is, you know what? I'm gonna
crossed over into mainstream news.
I'm gonna soak some of this in. That's a worthy fun compliment. But seriously, I look at that figure and I was like, it looks good though.
It does.
Like, mine even take the head out. Like the figure, it's still got the flaws, but it's one of those things where I'm like, man, how do we fix that? It's not like I don't have like. I'm pretty sure this drawer right here behind me is full of just McFarlane stuff, just hanging out, whatever. I sold most of it, but there's just chunks of them in there, broken apart to where I was gonna do thigh mods on them, and just kind of just didn't. Does Aquaman come with spikes and guns? No, it's not Jason Momoa.
It's real badass.
No, it's not Jason Momoa. No, it's actually Aquaman. Yeah, no, he looks
spikes, guns, and trigger finger hands. He does have the trigger finger hands still, but at least he has a trident to hold.
At least he has a trident, in which you could technically, if you want, Toycanic tip, heat up the finger, and then you could even glue here, and then move the hands like so to where it stay, and then run it under cold water so the plastic stays after you've heated it up.
Hell, I'm calling it. All of McFarlane DC was a disappointment this year. I'm calling it. Overall.
Oh, just for 2022?
Yeah, just for 2021. Now,
I thought you were calling the year. You're like,
I mean, we got that drifter, Bruce Wayne. If that's a sign of things to come this year.
Who are you talking about? The film version?
Yeah, the film one.
God, he looks like his what? Fat man.
Yeah. That's me.
I went to high school with that guy.
That's me when it gets below 75 degrees. Just like 5 layers, like disheveled. Like,
dude, no.
I'm sweating, but I don't want to get cold.
That's the kind of guy that was I think it was Ryan that was like said he was selling cigarettes at the high school.
Yeah.
That's him, man. He looks rough, dude. That does not look like Pattinson.
Man. No, that figure is the reason why actors are like, I don't want figures made of me.
Oh my God, have you seen disappointing the TV show Witcher figure from McFarlane coming, the Henry Cavill?
I haven't.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Let me look at this.
Oh dude, if you guys haven't seen this thing,
let's see what's going on here. Let's go to live reaction. All right, here's who is that? That's not Henry Cavill. You idiots! After the stunt double.
Dang it! I didn't get Christine's reaction. Oh, I should have got Christine. I need to start getting her reaction when I show her these things because I can't remember.
This is like if someone's like, this is like if someone's like, hey, can you draw Henry Cavill from memory? But you just saw a movie of him maybe like a month ago. You're like, yeah.
You know what it is? It's in the movies where like they come up on him and it's like, hey, it's a different guy. You're like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. That's him.
Yeah.
Dude. Rocker Josh said it gets chilly on the road to justice. No. Boo. He's fighting Mr. Freeze.
Oh my god.
with a jacket. You know what I mean? And a coat and a scarf
Man.
and a hoodie and a long sleeve and a thermal and a t-shirt and a tank top. All of that stuff on at once. He's like that. He's like, what is that? Did you ever see that video of that girl that put on too many shirts and she couldn't take them off?
Yeah.
That's her. That's the figure. It's like, get her to sign that.
Oh man.
Jesse Lewis said, "I will own that Clayface." You can.
I'll own him too after eating nothing but broccoli and and granola bars for a day.
Does he come with a toilet bowl? Like just a toilet bowl diorama?
I forget who said it earlier, but they were like, I'm gonna get that Clayface and put him in my toilet for some ACBA.
It's so stupid, man. I don't know. I'm afraid, like, because I never get to see the big guys in the store. Like, I've never seen the big ones yet in the store, like a Mcfarlane figures. Because those are the ones I take that back. I actually did see the clown, which I would take him from Spawn. I would take him as a large. I mean, his guns are really what make up the package, but he is a big figure from Mcfarlane. But I don't ever see him. I never saw. Sorry, just did a double take. Nicole Vinder says that Batman looks like he's smuggling bats, and I thought she said smuggling butts.
You see him sneaking into the back cave, just a little poking out of his jacket. Master Wayne, what is that? Nothing.
Are you bringing in more bats, Master Wayne?
Bringing in more bats, Master Wayne. We have enough.
I double take because I thought it said looks like he's smuggling butts. I was like, that would make him stupid idiot. I'm thinking smuggling bats. You imagine him just driving? It's like this, like bats flying out of his jacket the whole time.
Oh.
That's why they call him the Batman. It's like, oh, like he fights crime at night and stuff. No, he smuggles bats in.
Yeah,
and lets him loose.
He's driving around Gotham with a big butterfly net. Here they come!
What's wrong with you? It's so stupid. You know what's funny is like conversations like this make me want to get that figure.
Yeah.
Because of just how stupid you could make. It's like, what's in that jacket? What's in that jacket?
It's bats. That's why it's called Batman.
Nicole, thank you for that. That's a yeah, that's a win. Looks like he's smuggling bats.
Master Wayne.
Yeah, it's just freaking Alfred confused all the time. Please tell me you're not bringing in more bats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ow! 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 Stupid bats! Biting.
Take off the coat, Master Wayne. And the other one.
And the other one. My God, you've got so many infected bites all over you. You look like garbage. That's like not makeup on him at all. He's just dying.
Oh, yeah. That's the malaria.
You are a walking disease. God dang it. That wins. God dang.
All right, I'll get it. Talk me into it. Only if it comes with some bad accessories that I can put in.
Oh, dude. You know what's funny? I think I have a ton of bat accessories.
Oh, no.
I do. Oh. I feel like I do. I've got like, where did all these bats come from? I have a couple more that.
Oh no, these bats! That's what Alfred said.
You think Alfred's in there like preparing a meal? It's like,
where'd all these bats come from?
Look at that! I don't even. Didn't some of these come with like Ninja Turtle figures or something like that? Or
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't have that. Those are awesome.
This one's kind of like looks like he's a. This actually looks more like a.
That's a
umbrella.
Flying squirrel. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's to hang. Maybe so he can hang. This is the same one. You just hang that one. I have more, which is really funny now that I'm sitting here
looking.
A
surplus of bats.
I am the Batman.
I am.
Oh look, it's a whole bag of bats, dude. This is a whole bag of bats.
Oh no.
Well, like I said, sometimes you gotta put your accessories away and This is a clump of
What would
bats.
what would everyone react if I just took a picture of Batman flying around town catching bats in a butterfly net? You think that gets featured on the ACBA page?
Dude, I think that's hilarious. Look, dude, look. This is an accessory. It's just a bunch of bats.
It's just a bunch of bats.
That's a bat bunch. The bat bunch. Well, I got bats, y'all.
Hey kid, you want some bats?
Yeah, it's like it's just got them. Well, I thought that was going to be a disappointing figure, but I don't know.
Yeah, that might be number one. Thanks to Cole.
Freaking Morbius. Yeah.
Talk to Michael Morbius.
Dude, could you imagine that freaking that Bruce Wayne with his net over Morbius just looking pissed? Yeah. It's like, got him.
Sorry, I thought you were one of the smaller ones. Takes it off real slow.
Ow. Stupid net caught my hair. I thought you were one of the smaller ones. Get out of here with that noise. Cool motorcycle. Like, you know, that's another. It's funny. I was messing with that the other day. I bought that the motorcycle from Mcfarlane, which I think everybody can agree the prices on his vehicles are unmatched. That's insane. Nicole, you're not gonna buy him now? Now she's not gonna buy the figure.
Now she's not. Now she's just a pusher.
Wow. She's just a pusher. She works for Mcfarlane.
At the end of the year, she's gonna be like, "Look at all these nerds that bought this Batman figure.
Why is he so expensive?
Oh my God.
Why does this figure keep going up in price?" And then you got
I'm single-handedly driving up the secondary market.
The worst thing about that is like that the freaking Riddler, I can't tell if he's any better. Like those are the most those look like kids playing pretend in like poor like me, like poor kids playing pretend. Like I'm the Riddler. It's like, did you put duct tape all over your head? Yeah, so you can't see who I am. It's a riddle. It's like
that's what the riddle is.
Yeah, that's who am I? It's like that. I tell you what, you're gonna be in trouble when you rip all your skin off, and you have to go to the hospital because
none of the costumes in that movie are working for me. Maybe it'll work better in context. I don't know, but just as toys, even with Eternals, as toys, it just doesn't work really.
It's weird
because I someone who got a good chunk of those Eternals figures too.
I got all of them.
Yeah,
I got every single one of those damn things, and I'm proud just to support the line because I love that movie so much. But I said from the get-go, I was like, I don't think they work as figures for some reason because they reminded me of like, what did I say? I can't remember what I said. Like, I don't know, like religious Power Rangers or something like that. Like they're all
that's Bible Man.
Yeah, it's like Bible Rangers. They like have these like old like Egyptian looking robes and stuff like that, but they're all different colors. Like the movie looked awesome. I loved it in the movie and all that stuff.
I love the movie too. I thought it was really good.
But those figures, I mean, I don't know. I guess they are what was on the screen.
Right. It's funny how like the America Chavez from Multiverse of Madness looks like a much more fun figure than all these Eternals ones.
Isn't that funny?
And,
yeah.
And she's in even more regular clothes. That's the line, right? It has to be either like really comic booky or like really normal.
Right. Well, it just makes me think, it's like, who, even if the figure was like really well done, who would buy a new figure of Captain America from the first Avengers movie?
Right.
No. We're done. We're done with Speed Suit. We're done. We're done with that rubber head.
Yeah.
Oh, just add corn to Clayface.
His teeth look like corn. That's all I thought about. Just a big old pile of turds. And then I hate when people are like, well, that's what Clayface is. No. Then he'd be called Turd Face. Like, people being like, yeah, he looks just like that. Like a pile of turds? No. False. No way.
Why?
I would not have spent so many years of my life being like, I read this comic book character.
Could you imagine Batman walking in on that? Oh, God. It's me, Batman, turd face. It's like, you're gonna call yourself that? You're gonna call yourself that? That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
He is criminally insane or something.
Man, this city needs a movement. Don't say it. Don't say it. There. He said it. He said it. It's like, wow, you're looking a little flushed. It's like, stop. Stop it. This plan really stinks. It's like, oh my god, he's gonna keep doing it. Where's Julian at? Yeah, and the color doesn't help.
The color doesn't help. It's like
he's brown. We get it. We get.
Man.
Oh my gosh, that is too much. That poor Clayface. Maybe
poor us.
That's poor us. The poor saps that might have to buy it.
You see, that's a toy that you'll be embarrassed to ask for someone to go into the back room for.
Do you have Clayface? What does he look like?
Yeah.
Bum bum bum. Yes. Sorry.
You know what? Never mind. I'll come back. I'll come back when it's on the pegs.
Man, you imagine walking around Target with that? Like if you were there to buy, I really need toilet paper, but I also got to go buy Clayface.
Right. Oh no.
It's just like nice accessories. Thank you. Oh yeah, Clayface on the. See, if they did Harley Quinn cartoon show figures, 1,000% bought.
It'd be over.
Oh my god.
Have you seen people getting like Hawaiian shirts and hoodies for the Suicide Squad King Shark? It's perfect. It looks so good.
I mean, I'm totally down. I love Ron Funches did like I've read a lot of King Shark and he's never really been stupid before. Yeah. And Ron didn't make him stupid either. He just made him nicer.
Right.
more like human the way he spoke. That was funny. I mean,
that was really funny.
I never know where they're going to go. And I love the over dramatic Clayface because they actually pulled from that actor background. And then to have Alan Tudyk doing his voice. Everything about that show was funny, except for Harley. She wasn't funny. But everything else from that show, she's the only thing that I was like, dang, if you weren't in this show, you know, it would really be perfect. But and the poison ivy, everything in that show was crazy. Like I love that. So if they were to get that line, dang, I'd buy that. Oh, I'd buy that shark in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
like freaking absolutely. Kite Man.
I buy Psycho Man.
Dr. Psycho.
Oh yeah, Dr. Psycho.
Dr. Psycho. Dude, there's a disappointing figure. His little Build-A-Figure that came out that only has arms and a head that moves. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, he came with Wonder Woman, didn't he?
Oh yeah, the one that didn't come with an arm.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, appreciate that. Got it in. I was like, this figure didn't come with his arm. He's like, oh, don't even send it back. I was like, I don't want this crap. It's garbage. No, that they definitely need that. That would be freaking incredible to have a line like that. But hey, here's another DC disappointment. We don't have it.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. Those are the worst disappointments. The ones that don't even exist.
I swear, I don't know what. Like, I'm trying to figure out like what DC is doing in there, and they're sitting there like, more Batman. Yeah, we're gonna do a movie about Batman. We'll do another Batman, and then we'll do Jason Momoa Aquaman. Just get him to take his shirt off. We'll do Flash. Kids love Flash, right? Kids love this emo Flash guy, right?
Right.
He's funny guy. He's awkward. Kids are awkward. Kids are stupid.
Like Spider-Man, but fast.
He likes hot dogs.
He likes hot.
You know, Spider-Man eats pizza. He likes hot dogs. So he's got. I think this is gonna. It writes itself. It's funny books. The funny books write themselves. It's like, please don't do this. Why? Yeah.
We can only go up from here. We can only go up.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I swear I've been so spoiled by Marvel films that I don't even know. It's weird when a bad film, like when a bad comic film comes out now, I'm like, it's still possible.
Right.
Like, how is that even? I don't I don't understand. I know there's a lot of, and I won't get on a soapbox, but I know there's a lot of Snyder, fans out there and big fans of that universe. But watching that to me is just like, man, that felt like it feels 20 years old immediately.
It's definitely its own style.
It is.
Even someone that liked it, I'm like, I wouldn't have done it this way. This whole universe, he would have done.
Like I get it. Like it feels like that would have been. It would been for me. I would have been totally fine with that if it was a comic.
Sure,
but it wasn't.
Sure,
that's like that
was taking place, and then we had like a separate DC universe happening. That was fine. I feel like there's room for both.
That's the hard part. You got all this money being put into films, and it's like, I guess I don't know, man. Marvel did it right with the whole connected universe. They just did it right. I'm not saying that's the only way to do it, but the way they did it right.
The way they did it was right.
Yeah, the way they did it was right. And boy, poor DC. They're just clawing at things. I mean, they've got their fan base. I've met them.
Yeah.
I met them.
Some of us are sensible, Some of us.
I mean, I know, I get it. You're not gonna. My wife likes. She watches the Fast and Furious films, so.
Oh, sorry.
She's like, sometimes I just want to turn my brain off. I was like, yes.
Did you hear about Vin Diesel trying to guilt trip The Rock into being in Fast 10?
No, are you serious? I thought don't they have like a thing?
Yeah, so they had the feud or whatever, but apparently like they like settled it, like they were good for a minute. Like I forget, I think The Rock got married and like Vin congratulated him and like they're like, oh thanks man, like it was like they were being civil.
Okay.
But recently, Vin Diesel like put out like a post, like this huge like letter, like a call to arms, pretty much, just being like, to my little brother Dwayne, you took an oath to come back and finish what you started. Do it. My kids are always like, is Uncle Dwayne gonna be in Fast 10? What would Paul want? And like stuff like that.
Oh, you went there?
Yeah, and then like no response for the longest time, and then a little bit after that, like The Rock's being asked about it in an interview, and like he was being like, yeah, that was kind of messed up how he brought up his kids, Paul Walker, and then instead of like giving me a phone call, took to Instagram to do this. Like that's not the way to do it, man. So like basically calling him a child to me, like I will never come back.
Yeah, I will not.
The chance that there was of me coming back is gone now.
Yeah.
Thanks to Dad bot over here.
Dude,
Jesus.
Yeah. Josh said a call to muscular arms.
And the fact that he called him like, okay, yes, technically Vin Diesel, not technically, literally, that's how age works. He is older than The Rock. But to call someone like The Rock little brother, you know what you're doing.
What did you think was going to happen? Like if you like, man, I saw stuff like this when I was younger. It's like guys that like are going to like attempt to fight somebody and they really just shouldn't. And we see what happens in the end. It's like, you really want to try to call out Rock? He's doing pretty dang good.
Yeah.
He's doing fantastic. In fact, he's about to be like Shazam, or excuse me, Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks, actually, I'm interested in that movie.
I'm interested. I'm wondering if he's going to actually act in it, or if he's just going to be The Rock in spandex. We'll see.
I watched, what was it, Jungle Cruise the other day? Mm-hmm. And it's probably one of my favorite like live action Disney movies I think I've ever seen.
Really?
I loved it. Me and Christine watched it, and both of us were just like, well, that was fun. Like it actually even had a twist in the movie that I didn't even see coming. I was like, really? Disney?
Okay.
Got me with a we just enjoyed the hell out of it. And I was like, I'm not just rushing to see The Rock in anything.
Right.
In fact, I think I've only liked him in one movie, and that was Walking Tall. And that was...
Right. You didn't like him in The Tooth Fairy?
Why would I have watched that?
you didn't like him in The Tooth Fairy? That might have been my first Rock movie. I don't know.
Is that your last one too?
Yeah. I've never seen it.
I've never watched it again.
Was it weird in Jungle Cruise when he kissed Emily Blunt? Was that weird to you?
Yeah, because especially after you find out like his age in the movie. And I always get that always weirds me out. It's like even like Steve Rogers. It's like, all right, how old are you, Cap? It's like you are. I get it. You were preserved, but it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Cap?
Well, also they like barely sexualize The Rock in any of his movies. Think about it. How many times do you remember The Rock doing anything remotely sexual in any of his movies? Not a lot.
I mean, it was
not since the Tooth Fairy days.
It was. I mean, it wasn't like anything over the top. It was a Disney kiss. Sure.
But still, like, I don't know. It's like watching your parents kiss. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's like Emily Blunt and them. It's like if it was like her and John Krasinski on screen, it's like, oh, that's all right. But I think it might have been Emily Blunt that we were like, yes. But I didn't hate The Rock at all in that movie. I was like, I was happy. I was like, wow, this is pretty fun. I had a blast with it. I like the whole idea of it, but as far as The Rock goes, I don't know, man. Black Adam. Last time I checked, I don't think The Rock was Egyptian, but I guess that doesn't matter.
Yeah, he absolutely is not.
Last time I checked.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now fact check me on this, guys, if I'm wrong. But then I also got to thinking, I was like,
white-skinned mixed man.
We don't have a whole lot of Egyptian like actors that are in mainstream, so it's like probably was a good chance too.
I wonder if they'll do the Captain America First Avenger thing, where it's The Rock's head on a skinny man's body.
Man, they did that so well with Cap.
Yep, they did. It makes you think how they could mess it up with The Rock.
It's DC.
They did the opposite. They put him on a fat dude's body, and that looked pretty good. You just got to take that technology and reverse it.
I don't think that's going to work right.
You got to just get that.
I don't think that's going to work right. It doesn't sound right at all. Isn't that Ned from Spider-Man? Didn't they do that?
That wasn't Ned's body. That was a grown man.
That was so funny. That was hilarious. That's a big film disappointment for me. Ned.
Yeah. Ned. Ned's the guy in the chair. He's going to be the next Sorcerer Supreme. You can't be disappointed. I had a friend who was pissed about that, actually. He was like, they set up Ned using magic, and then they never followed through. It's just a gag. And I'm like, Ned's a gag in the movies. I don't know what to tell you.
I wish Ned... I wish I liked him.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you haven't played. Have you played through the Miles Morales video game?
I have. It's not ganky.
It's not ganky. Ganky's awesome. Yeah. Ganky's not annoying ever.
Yeah.
Who out there? I want to know the person that's like, man, Ned is just, he gets me, man. This is my character. I'm like, who around you enjoys that? Who enjoys that kind of?
I don't hate the character of Ned. I like the character of Ned. I can definitely see how he's not for everybody.
I can't stand him. Like, I'm like, dude, my favorite part about him was I don't want to. Everybody's seen this movie at this point. Was him in the donut shop?
Right.
After.
Oh, at the very end.
Just being a nice guy, not feeling like,
him, yeah.
Hey, Peter, here's a joke. Here's a funny joke, Peter. It's just me. I'm the guy. I'm like, God.
He didn't have his buddy around. I don't know. That'll be interesting to see too, like how the personalities of the characters will be different too. You know, because around certain people, you act differently. You know, that could just be the fact that he never had a best friend like Peter, so he doesn't really feel the need to be as goofy as he typically is. You know, so. I don't know. Maybe this is an entirely different version of it. I've added some depth to Ned.
Ned. If we could keep Ned's Nona, we can keep her around. Like, she is awesome. Liked her a lot.
Yep.
Not a fan of Ned. I haven't liked Ned since the first film though, man. I tried. I was like, all right, okay. I was like, I think he said one thing that was all right, but I'm like, damn. Like, I remember watching the new Ghostbusters movie and the kid podcast.
Right.
As soon as he showed up, I'm like, oh, I was worried about this. I was worried about this. And then within, I don't know, he's like third or fourth line. I was like, okay. And then I was like, this kid's great. I like him. Totally fine. I like this kid a lot. He's actually making me laugh quite a bit. Ned never makes me laugh.
Ah, man, never.
Even MJ made me laugh a couple of times. I was like, really?
She was really good in No Way Home.
Yeah, I think that's the first time I saw her, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
finally. Like I was kind of like, I don't know. They kind of gave her more of a. I know. I guess she was, more in love with Pete, but
Right.
I don't know. Feels like the actress finally, like, I don't know, found something to be happy about and was like, okay,
Right.
cool. That's awesome to see. I'm sure they wrote her like that. I guess I haven't seen her in anything else.
Apparently she was on Disney Channel first and foremost, like originally, but apparently she was like the gold standard. I know that's not a lot to say for like Disney Channel, but like for child actors, right? They were
Mm-hmm.
just like using her as like the template for like what a really talented Disney Channel, like not even for like a child actor, but just like a really good actor should be for the
Okay.
Disney Channel. She was like the template for that or whatever. So
Hmm.
I was pretty excited when she was when she was cast as MJ. But yeah, up until now, the story hasn't really needed her to be like what she was in No Way Home.
Yeah, and I
So
like because it's funny because I know like one of my really good friends is exactly like her, so
yeah,
I can put her in the film, and I get it. But this one finally felt like I don't know. I like the fact that she was. I guess they just gave her more to do
yeah,
that was
I
more
think that.
important, and I like that when it was like, hey, we need to figure some stuff out, or she was like, it'd be nice to be included, next
Right,
time when we're doing this, and I was like, all right, I like that. I like that she wants to help. She's like, come up with
right.
a plan, even if it sound even she even said whenever she's saying it, she sounds like she knows it sounds stupid that obviously he's
Right.
gonna do all the but I like that. I like that it's like, hey, I'm still offering this help up, and then Ned probably steps in. He's like, I'm like, God damn it, Ned.
We're probably gonna get a Ned figure. We're probably gonna get a Ned figure from Hasbro.
Yeah, good luck on the Bucky cat mold.
That actor probably wouldn't mind.
Looks just like me.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, he's so
I'd be
goofy,
like,
dude.
I'd buy that if it was just that actor's head on just this jacked. Oh, that'd be funny.
Oh man, yeah. It's like man, I don't know. After playing that, like I said, after playing Miles and Genki, I was like, where's this guy at?
Right.
Like, I love this guy. He's awesome. He's helpful. He's not dumb. Like, I
Right.
don't know. I guess like seems like Ned's supposed to be really smart and stuff like that, but I'm like I've known a ton of smart people in my life, and it
Mm.
feels more like you could have gotten rid of Ned and just had MJ doing what Ned does, like that smart stuff, and made her just an amazing character.
You need to give Peter his bro, man. You need to give him one of. Oh, you can give him Flash because they're best friends in
Another
No Way
way
Home.
that seems like another waste. Golly, he's rough. I don't I don't know, man. It's like I get it, but it's like, man, it's like a cartoon whenever I see that, I guess.
it's like it's like
Weird.
man, I'm glad that I was never bullied in the late 2010s, if that's what bullies were, because that seems rough in a whole different way than
It's
what
something weird. Yeah.
you
Man.
know.
I was like,
Uh,
Flash. I was like,
I'm not a
God.
huge fan of the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but they did have my favorite version of Flash Thompson. I like that actor a lot,
Yeah, yeah. He's
and
that
his dynamic with Peter, I thought was really good.
and technically he could exist,
Yeah, he could.
because that other Flash needs to, man, I'd love for those two to meet.
Yeah, beat the crap out of
Yeah,
him.
all right, Mr. MIT. Like, golly, that was rough. A little bit
Man.
rough. Yeah, yeah. Ned was a big disappointment for me in films.
Ned. All right, so Ned, uh, Batman with the bats in his coat.
Yeah.
Big disappointments of the year.
So I'm like, but it's funny because I'm looking forward to that Batman film. I think it looks
Yeah,
like
so-
it reminds me of like the Netflix Daredevil.
yeah,
So I'm like, all right, I'm cool, and I think Robert Pattinson's phenomenal. I think he's a really good actor. I mean, I sincerely believe that because I've watched other movies he was in.
right. Yeah, and not just Twilight. No, he's only been in Twilight. He's literally only done those 3 movies.
And you know what's funny to me is when I hear people say that, I'm like, so you watched Twilight? You watched it. I'm assuming you watched them all,
Yeah,
and that's it. Like all the other actors that are in those films, and that's you've only seen all those actors in that because
right.
there's other people in that movie. Some really really good actors are in that film, and that's all you saw. You just think Robert Pattinson's only. You sure about that?
That's it. All he does. That's all he's good for.
Man, that dude, he's really good.
Now,
man.
if the movie comes out and it sucks,
that's right.
Then the memes are going to be coming in. I knew we shouldn't have played Batman.
Yeah. Oh, I hate this. Oh, Twilight did this. I'm like, he's in other movies though. He's gonna do other films, by the way.
We always have the Lighthouse, you know.
Oh, that's a weird one.
Yeah,
that's a weird one.
I've heard that one's. Oh, right, he was in Harry Potter. That's right. he was.
See, I've never seen Harry Potter, any of them.
He was in Harry Potter. He was in one Harry Potter movie.
There's a movie he's in called Damsel, which is just phenomenal. I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. And then he's got that other one. What was it? Oh my gosh, it's like Fun Day or something like that, where he's got to get his mentally ill brother like out of prison. It's freaking.
I haven't seen that.
Oh my gosh, dude is good. Like, he's just a good actor. So I think if he puts it on, the only thing that's kind of weird to me is his haircut. It's not his fault. Obviously, they did that for him.
It's not Todd's fault. It's not Todd's fault either.
Yeah, it's like a little. It's like this longer hair, and I'm like, that's okay. I mean, whatever. He's younger too, so it's like, I guess, whatever. We'll see. I'm sure it adds for those real dynamic like rain shots where he's like, his
looking off to the side.
face. Yeah. It's like, okay, but I'm down for that. I think it looks good. I think the makeup work that they've done on Colin Farrell is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, that's just a trailer, and I was like, and I don't know, I forget her name, but the actress playing Catwoman.
Oh yeah, Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, it is Zoe Kravitz. Yeah, let's go. Man, her mom's good too.
Yeah.
She's so they've just gotta. Isn't she? Wait, isn't that Jason Momoa's wife?
No, you're thinking of Lisa Bonet.
Bonet. Damn. Oh man, who was she married to before that?
Zoe Kravitz or Lisa Bonet?
Bonet, wasn't she?
Man,
I thought Jason Momoa was with Lenny Kravitz's ex, and they were totally.
I don't know.
I'd have to check. Y'all have to fact check me. I don't know. I don't know my Jason Momoa facts. Either way, two phenomenal actresses. But yeah, she looks awesome. I think she's gonna be really good.
The worst thing to come for that movie are the twins from Todd.
The motorcycle looks neat.
Motorcycle's cool.
I mean, you know, if we get anything, I'll tell you what's not cool is the Bat monster truck. Not cool for somebody my age or your age to buy.
Yeah,
it's not cool. Or I hope you're not planning on getting that.
That's gonna be rough trying to hide under your arm, sneak it out of Target.
For the kids.
I like it conceptually. The fact that you can put something like that on the shelves for that price. It's only it's like $80. Like the fact it's only that big. Like Hasbro put out a Punisher.
$80?
Yeah.
I figured that would have been like $40. It's just twice the wheels of what we've been getting. That's $80?
Yeah, it's huge. It's this big.
Is it literally like a 7-inch scale? Like you could fit a figure?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 7-inch scale monster truck. You can fit other Mcfarlane figures in it.
If somebody buys that and they ended up not buying the TIE Fighter, idiot.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I want a big. I mean, you know what? Although since most of the Mcfarlane figures are built pretty well. However, that new Batman, that gray and blue Batman with the big cape, those arms are breaking like left and right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had a lot of people messaging me like, "Hey man, any solution for this?" I'm like, "Is that a Mcfarlane figure?"
That never happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and it really doesn't. Sometimes I've seen like the peg snap. It can happen or some, but very small QC issues, honestly. So I got to give Todd credit for that. That's pretty damn impressive. Right. Probably my least repaired figures. Most modded, least repaired. But imagine being like 10 and getting that monster truck. Amazing.
Christmas.
Dude, Christmas. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, let him walk out with it. It's like, or her. It's like, This is amazing. I'm gonna go home and have so much fun with this. I hope it's built as well as all the other figures.
I don't know.
Oh man, that'd be amazing.
I find some reviews. I'll let you know. I'll send one your way.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it is 9/11. We're gonna end this stream tonight, and we hope you guys like listening to us complain. That's all we did.
It's all we did.
But
it's fun.